No murderer ever wants to get caught, so they make it their life's mission to get rid of all evidence linking them to the crime. But in 1897, a murder in Greenbrier County, West Virginia, took a very unusual turn. The murderer got rid of all evidence as usual, but this time, the ghost of the victim couldn't let him go free. So she rose up, identified her killer, then explained how and why she was killed. What's more shocking, the testimony of the ghost was upheld in court. Wild, right? Well, it happened, and this is the ghost story. In October 1896, a woman named Elva Zona Heaster got married to a blacksmith named Erasmus Stribling Trout Shue. Erasmus was a mysterious man with little known about him, but Elva loved him anyway. But Elva's mother, Mary Jane Heaster, was a different story. She was against the relationship and marriage, but Elva was madly in love. Instead of listening to her mother, she eloped with Erasmus. On her wedding day, she looked so beautiful in her high-collared burgundy wedding dress, and she thought she had found an angel. But little did she know he was the complete opposite. After only 4 months, in January 1897, Zona was suddenly found dead in her matrimonial home. Erasmus had sent a little boy to the house to find out if Elva needed anything from the store, and it was the boy who discovered her lifeless body. The local doctor, George Knapp, was quickly called in to resuscitate her, but the moment the doctor started the process, Erasmus ordered him to stop, and also insisted that no further examination should be done on his wife's body. As weird as that was, it was nothing compared to what followed next. Erasmus requested he be the one to dress her, and guess the dress he chose? The same high-collared burgundy dress she wore on their wedding day 4 months ago. He also went further to tie a scarf around her neck before her body was taken away. So touching, right? But before you think what he did was cute or it was done out of love, watch to the end. His choice of burial cloth wasn't the only weird thing about Elva's death. At first, the cause of death was listed on her death certificate as everlasting faint, and it was changed to childbirth, even though no pregnancy had been confirmed. But Zona's mother, Mary Jane Heaster, wasn't buying any of it. She immediately suspected foul play, but there was nothing she could do yet, or so everyone thought. Days turned into weeks, and one day out of the blue, Mary Jane started telling everyone that Zona's spirit appeared to her, not once, but 4 times. Crazy, right? Mary Jane continued to say that in these visits, Zona Ghost described in detail how her husband had been abusive, lost his temper, and broken her neck. Few people thought she had gone mad with grief. After all, she had lost her daughter and also disliked Erasmus. Some others believed her ghost story and that Zona was murdered. Now, whether you believe in ghosts or not, what happened next was truly unusual. Mary Jane insisted on a proper investigation. She spoke to the county prosecutor, telling him everything she believed, ghost and all. Lucky for her, the prosecutor didn't laugh her out. He instead asked for names of people that he can speak to about this new information. He also went further to speak with Dr. Knapp, who revealed that Erasmus insisted a full-body examination was not necessary. Without his consent, the doctor couldn't do much. This was the only break they needed to reopen the case, and the prosecutor hopped right on it, got a justification for an autopsy to be conducted, and Zona's body was eventually exhumed. This time, a full autopsy was conducted, and it revealed exactly what Mary Jane had claimed. Elva's neck was broken in 3 places, and her windpipe was crushed. What a horrible way to die. This new evidence was enough to arrest Erasmus, and what was discovered during trial was more shocking. In court, Mary Jane testified about the visits from her daughter's spirit, and in one of those visits, Elva had told her mother that Erasmus was angry at her for not cooking meat for supper. So he snapped and broke her neck in anger. The defense tried to discredit Mary Jane, but her story remained consistent and the physical evidence backed her up. On the other hand, Erasmus was feeling invincible. He had been bragging that he would marry 7 wives and even went further to tell reporters he was certain he would be set free soon. What arrogance. It was a tough legal battle, but the turning point was what was discovered about Erasmus. After intense research, it was discovered he had been married twice before, and both marriages ended badly. The first wife described him as greatly cruel.
He is the most cruel person to ever walk the earth.
While the second wife died under suspicious circumstances 1 year into the marriage. Elva was the third wife and the second to die at his hand. If you are wondering why her mother didn't know about these, well, Erasmus was going by the name Edward, and it was difficult at that time to independently find out more about him. With the ghost testimony and the corresponding fact in mind, the jury went in for deliberation. Suspense filled the air. The jury deliberated over the ghost story for 1 hour and returned a solid guilty verdict. The public erupted with joy, and the arrogant, unrepentant Erasmus was sentenced to life in prison, where he died 3 years into his sentence due to the flu epidemic of 1900, and nobody from his family came to claim his body. He was buried in an unmarked grave in the local cemetery. This case is the only known instance in U.S. legal history where testimony from a ghost played a role in convicting someone of murder. Of course, the conviction was based primarily on the new forensic evidence, but the ghost story played a real part in reopening the investigation and collaborating the new evidence. But what do you think? Was there really a ghost? Or was it a mother's deep intuition and grief? Or something truly unexplained? Either way, it changed the course of justice and gave Elva a voice one last time. If you would like to hear more stories like this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell button. Thanks for watching.